I've got like 99,000 problems, and a Twitch stream is one of them. Plan for this evening was originally to play Baldur's Gate 3 all night and to stream that a little bit. And 15 minutes into that, I started having audio issues. Didn't catch what happened at first, but it happened again, and I saw this had rebooted. It does like a little rainbow effect after it turns on and off again. Made it drop audio in OBS, so that was annoying midstream after having tested all of this extensively so much. So that doesn't happen. 15 minutes in, we're plagued with new and exciting issues playing Baldur's Gate 3. It was infuriating. It happened a second time, and I just gave up. And instead, we're going to install some software to handle what this was doing for me, like the problems it was solving. I can't afford a new one right now, so we're just going to use some free apps or cheap apps that I have downloaded in the past. The dulcet tones of my voice that you're currently hearing are thanks to this microphone, which is the Electro Voice RE320, and I stole the audio interface from that computer over there to replace this failure for the time being. So this is the Universal Audio Volt 276, and I've got the cool compressor effects and whatever that sounds on. So I should sound like I have like a radio-y voice happening right now, but this is where we're starting. So right now, the Volt 276 is just the microphone source in OBS for me. I have the noise gate filter and the noise suppression filter applied on there to deal with the fans from my computer over here, but I didn't really adjust any of the settings at all. They're just the defaults. So sounds pretty good just like that. And what we're going to fix with this, what this was doing for me is kind of how I have on my screen right now. Got Steam open, I got YouTube Music open for some music in the background. I've got Discord open on the window over here. And previously, all of those were kind of routed to different channels onto this guy. It has nice little sliders and you can adjust them individually rather than all of your audio goes to like one output. So the sound settings in Windows lets you select different input and output devices or like whatever you want to or whatever you have connected to your computer. So right now I've got the Volt 276, which is the audio interface, and then it's recognizing both monitors as audio outputs, which I don't want. Monitor speakers are generally terrible. I've got the output selected as the default, which is the interface that I have the headphones connected to. Same thing with the mic. What we want to ultimately end up doing is getting the sources in here. So we want to import like a music source for YouTube Music and a game source, just like this did, so we can adjust the levels for each thing and balance it however sounds nice. To do this, we need to basically trick Windows into thinking it has more output devices than are actually connected to it. I've came across this piece of software called VB Cable on my computering journeys a few times, and it basically lets you do just that. It lets you create new outputs to map your sound devices to. I'm going to download this and install it, and I know from having done this in the past it requires a reboot, so I will be back in a second. After you reboot Windows, you'll see if you go into sound settings, you'll have a few new options available to you. In system sound, you have cable input, and if you go into recording on the sound tab, you have cable output here. Let's see. So what I want to do is I'm just going to play this album here, turn my monitor down so it doesn't blow out my ears. Right now, this should not be able to be heard by you. I can hear it. It's playing here for me, but it's not playing for, I have OBS configured right now. And yes, I could just go add speakers or Volt 276 is the source in there and get it in there fine. But like I said, I want to separate things a little bit. We've got some music playing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into where the mixer is, or is it the volume mixer? Yeah. So the YouTube Music desktop app is just a web app. So it's Edge. I'm going to do for that is we're going to do cable input. We're going to select the output device for that. So like where to send the audio for that, send it to this cable over here. And then in my ears just now, as soon as I did that, it went away. And then let's see, what do we want to do? Let's duplicate this one and let's call it A6100 plus screen 0 plus music. Okay, so this is our new scene here. It's the same as the other scene. It's got my cam link and it's got the screen capture on here, which is currently, doing the inception thing in OBS. So what we want to add now, so we just connected the music that's playing in YouTube Music. So we just connected the output of this to the input of our magic cable. We want to connect the output of that magic cable to the input of a new audio device here. So under source, we're going to go add a source, audio input capture. I'm just going to call it cable output because that's what it's called. Cable output. See it here? And because it's very loud, I muted it, but there it is. where it says cable output right there, we'll just rename this, call it music. There it is. So in our audio mixer, the music, it's bouncing over here, but I have it muted, but you can still hear me. What we do, accomplishing the goal that we set out to do, so we can mix the audio channels individually here. Negative 38.5 dB. How does this sound here? Recording it. I'm not monitoring it though, so it's going to be a surprise to both of us. Nailed it. So what I want to do now is, I still can't hear in my ears, and I enjoy listening to the music as well. So what I want to do is come into here and do advanced audio properties, and on music, monitor and output. There it is. So you should be able to hear it. I should be able to hear it at the same level that you are, and I can adjust it in here. The magic cable. You get one of those magic cables for free when you install that. And if you want to give them a small amount of money, I believe, I've done it in the past, but you get 4 additional cables. So these VB cables A and B and C and D are what that thing is that I just set up. It's just, you get more of them. So if, in case you want to route something additional like Discord over its own magic cable and import it into OBS as its own source, so you can do the same thing with volume and whatever, then you can do it like that. Okay, so we're halfway there. Got the music as an adjustable source that we could move up and down to make it sound nice. And now we just have to figure out the game. Now, where is it at? We want to do the same thing. I installed the C and D cables from VB Audio just now and rebooted my computer and everything. Oh, play. Okay, it did. Okay. And you should also not be able to hear this. Loud and clear for me again. We need to figure out where the sound is going. So we're gonna open the sound mixer. Where's Baldur's Gate? Here it is, Baldur's Gate 3. I routed the music to cable input. So let's just route the game to cable C for channel. Why not? Let's just repeat it. We can clean this stuff up later. Let's just duplicate this one again where we added the music. And now we can also add a game. So we're in our new scene here. And what we want to do is the same thing. We want to add game, and should be this one. Okay, so everything is in here. I've got a game source. I've got a music source. It's going, so we should be able to hear all 3 of my things, whether or not they're balanced or not. Experimentation. The music sounded fine with just my talking, but don't know how that sounds with the game right now. Sounds all right. I can understand that. Ooh, yes. Look at my golden dragonborn. Look at him. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no, you guys' brain sucked out. Oh. Oh. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Just to show you, here they all are. Here's the game track. Here's the mic. Here's the music. And if you even want to get extra fancy, you can come in here and route what tracks they get recorded to. So in your output, you could do your mic on one track, your music on another track, game on another track, and do whatever you want to do with that. It makes editing easier later. And that, I spent like $150 on this in the first place to avoid all of that. This happened to do it very nicely, but we can do it somewhat manually when we needed to. Save up for a new little mixer thing. If this was helpful or useful to you, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how you're solving your audio issues. It's a unique situation for everyone, but hope I sound okay now. Also, slap the bell. You know how it works. One problem fixed. Only like 114,274-ish left to go.